All right, what's going on? It's Bobby Skinner talking Giants, and this is your Week 2 New York Giants offensive line report. Definitely going to be a lot better than the Week 1. We're going to do 3 segments. Mckethan made his first start. We're going to talk about him. Joshua Ezeudu played left tackle for a full game. We'll finish off with that. And then we're going to start with John Michael Schmitz, who I thought played fairly well. Again, the Cardinals front is about as bad as it gets in the NFL, so there should be no victory laps taken in this game for the offensive line. Is still on there. There's issues. And Evan Neal, there's still issues with Evan Neal. They use the tight end to protect a lot, and he still had some a good amount of bad plays, even though they didn't have like the disaster plays. But I figured against this front, using a break, like there's going to be plenty of Evan Neal film to break down as the season goes along, and this isn't the one to really use. Unless he came out and dominated, but he didn't do that. Make sure to like and subscribe to the channel. We're putting out a lot. First victory week of the season. I love it. Let's go. Let's get into John Michael Schmitz, the rookie, week number 2. So we're going to go through pass protection first. Obviously, he is lined up at center. He just plays in control, right? I know you're getting the help from Bredesen here. But snap, set, we're in good posture. We got good knee bend. We're not leaning. We throw hands. We fight this hand off. Bam. Like, this is really good stuff. Like, stop them from, defensive linemen with hand, especially in the middle. Like, they need their hands. Break that off of you. Replace it while that left hand has that hand grip on there. Put it back in. You're good. Bredesen's giving you the help on that side. Really, really good stuff. Next play. Just controlling the block with his hands, ability to mirror. Again, good posture, set, good knee bend. Get that punch inside. See that left hand fly back. We're getting it, replacing it, getting it back. We've got that helmet-to-helmet relationship. He wants to work back inside. Bam, we're there. Good stuff. Next play. Able to anchor versus the bull. Again, we're landing hands. Defensive lineman lands hands too, but we're landing hands. He's going to work that bull rush. First, again, the hand usage. I mean, this is the stuff we saw at Minnesota. Watch the hand. See it come out here? Replace it. We got a good anchor. Like the ability to just anchor on this, right? We got a bull. Okay. Work these feet back. Rework our hands. Anchor down. Point for a first down, even though it was 4th and 1. QB sneak got it, though. Next play. Again, winning the hand battle. Good leverage. Good knee bend. And he even got a hand to the face here. But he just grip strength to control this block. Despite getting hands to the face that didn't call. Nice 3rd down conversion by DJ to Waller. But there was some negatives in the pass game too. Right? And eventually we should get to a point for JMS when you're playing teams like the Cardinals where it's like you maybe have one bad rep, but not multiple in a game. Like this rep starts off good, right? We got that hand grip. We've got grip. We got hands inside. Good stuff. We got good feet. But he gets to that outside arm. You just kind of got to work to, like, literally just put your fist, your hand into a fist and then break that hand off of you and slide your feet with this. This next play, he was accredited for a sack allowed. This is the last play of the half. You got the stand-up nose. Again, so he's rushing from some depth and gets head of steam, and so JMS isn't able to land his hands inside the chest, and 52 gets his hands on his breastplate and is able to pull and swim You like Mckethan to slide over and give you a little more help, but still not great. And then this last play of pass protection was his worst. This is Kevin Strong just being stronger than him on this play, right? Like, again, this is good technique right here. You could break these hands off of you, but it's solid technique. Or pull one hand, and he just gets a handful of jersey, push and pull, and get more, having more core strength against that, or not leaning, but just lose that rep. Which, by the way, that stat of him having 100% pass block win rate, pass block win rate is, and there's stuff I use, but pass block win rate to me is a very flawed stat, and we've been talking about that for a few years. And it doesn't even factor in that play not being counted as a pass block win. Doesn't make any sense. In the run game, I mean, this is fun to watch with JMS, man. It really is. You can see the wrestling background. You can see the freaking wrestling background. We're firing off. Bam. This defense, this nose tackle wants to redirect his weight right here. I've always said, and Gates was really good at this, in 2020. If he wants to redirect his weight, you work your leverage, you get underneath his pads, and you bury his fucking ass. I mean, that's awesome. Just bam. Okay, you want to redirect weight? Okay. I'll go with you. I will take you with your weight. And I will lay on you and let you know. And I will let you know that I put your ass in the dirt. Grown man. Here they run this formation. So when they get in this formation, these defensive linemen are going to get in 4-point stances and fire off, right? But good job by JMS with that to catch this, flip your hips. And hey, he didn't bury him on this because, he obviously got caught up in all this. But I just love the nastiness. That's not illegal. It's not illegal to do that. Don't punch him or nothing. But it's not illegal to do that type of stuff. This next one, I'm going to run wide zone. Just the push. Watch him raise the pads of this nose tackle. Land his hands. Get to that outside shoulder. You got his helmet on this side. That's what you want. And watch him raise the pads of this defensive lineman. Keep your feet moving. Block through his ass. I mean, you're one-handed in that shit. Take the linebacker. Hey, Mckethan, get over so I can get this linebacker. Now, there's a whole mess over here. But my gosh, that's freaking beautiful. And this next one, I mean, this is sick. They're going to work a combo right here, him and Mckethan. I mean, the hand strength, dude. Good first step. We're gaining ground. We're pointing through this block like we want to. We got leverage. We get on him. And what you're wanting to do is displace this defense. You want his helmet on this side of Mckethan, right? And that's what he does. Use that hand, punch, extend. I mean, you get him on fucking skates. And this linebacker flies out over here. Now, again, a little herky-jerky, and that was an issue in college where it's like a little reckless getting to the second level. But nonetheless, like Saquon's injured, but whatever running back is, let's run through the A-gap, right? Because if we just run, like, JMS is going to win, right? Just read off of what JMS is doing. So at this point, I mean, and I know this linebacker could fly in here, but just play the inside of JMS. And when this linebacker flies this way, go through here, bam. Now, again, there's still this linebacker, if Saquon really commits on this, can fly in here, and I get that. But I want to design stuff through the A-gap because JMS wins that freaking leverage battle. And then there was a couple of great combos that didn't get used because the Giants either threw out of it like this. But look, we fire off. We're in his chest. And we are driving. We are getting push. We're pushing that dude into the... I mean, look at this shit, man. We're starting at the 6-yard line. Let's watch where this defensive lineman gets. And I know Mckethan helps. His ass is in the end zone. And then here on the QB keep, just mauling this month. I'm trying not to cuss, but JMS is going to take the cuss words to a new level on this, because this is fun to watch, dude. Again, good first step, right? We're pointing through where we want to block. Second step comes, short, choppy. Roll our hips through it. Keep the feet moving, and we are moving his ass. While Daniel Jones runs free, Darren Waller celebrates. So some really good stuff. And like I said, this isn't a victory lap game, and there's stuff to clean up for JMS too. But through 2 games, I have enjoyed watching John Michael Schmitz. And a lot of guys come in, especially on the interior, as rookies and struggle. I know he's an older rookie, so there wasn't those expected struggles. But, man, it's been fun to watch. The real test, though, this week, San Fran. They got some dudes on that interior, and see how he can do versus them. But through first 2 games, hasn't been perfect for JMS. There's stuff to clean up. But I've been pretty impressed with him. All right, so let's talk about Marcus Mckethan. Everyone gets their own segment in their first career start. Guy tore his ACL as a 5th-round rookie out of UNC last year. Comes in, and they bench Mark Lewinsky for him. Like, the biggest contract of their first year of this Giants regime. And I'm going to talk about how, the film isn't great, right? Now, it's not horrible, but I think it has a lot to do with how bad this Cardinals front is, right? So there should be no victory laps taken on this offensive line because of, consider the opponent. Even John Michael Schmitz, as happy as I was with him, the real test is this week versus the 49ers. But let's get into it. I thought there was some good things and some correctable mistakes and some other things that can pop up. So obviously we're going to start with pass protection first. First play. Obviously, he lined up, has this 3-tech lined up on him, and you're going to see, watch his punch. This is consistent, right? This is consistently where you see issues. See how the hands are low, and they're going wide. Like it's a looping, like he's a tackle, which he's not. And what that's doing is opening up his chest for defensive linemen to get in there, control him, and have leverage. And you see, we're going to do a little push and pull. And we're going to win for the defensive line. Push, pull. He gave up his chest. That happens. Next play. Again, 3 technique. Same thing, right? Defensive lineman is reading a little longer. Watch the hands. Low. And then come up, wide, and around. Gives up his chest. Defensive lineman's got hands on those shoulder pads. He's reading the run because they're showing the run. He drops back and immediately push and pull. Rip through. Pulling Mckethan's weight forward. Luckily, Bredesen's over there to help. And a beautiful catch by Jalen Hyatt. Next play, again, versus a 3 technique. But see the hands come from low. Now the right hand gets in here. But it just allows defensive, and this is his first time ever playing in the NFL, so there's no film on him. So now there's going to be film on him and better rushers, and they're going to see this. So they're going to time this up because it's consistent. And you see, he gets able to get that outside shoulder, pull, rip through, and and get some pressure on DJ. This next play, again, you're going to see the looping punch. But this is where is good, and again, consider the opponent. But I thought he had a pretty good, strong base. And once he did have hands on guys, he was able to control the block. I mean, he's a big dude, came in at 6'6", 350. His feet stay square. Stays with it. Again, I thought he had a good base and overall solid balance. Next play. Again, the hands are coming low, but not as looping this time at least. So you got halfway decent hand placement. And he just, once he's got hands on guys, he's controlling with his hands. Let's watch this rep from start to finish. Gets hands on him. Keep the feet moving. I mean, he just controls this block. Feet stay square, good, strong. Not losing the power game. I think some pretty good stuff. Next play, you have the 2-eye alignment from the defensive lineman. All right, working some moves. Got that head-to-head relationship like you want. Like, defensive lineman gets that outside shoulder, right? And the other guy got him off balance. He's able to stay balanced, recover, and DJ is able to fire in a touchdown to Saquon Barkley. Hell of a reach out there for 26. Next play, very similar. First 3 tech. Defensive lineman works power. We get our feet back underneath us. Anchor down. Re-anchor. Balls out, fired. I mean, this game was fun. Half these, it's not on purpose, by the way, that these are like the touchdown plays or big plays on here to Isaiah Hodgins. Now, I didn't put this in here because I think first game thrown in there, I don't want to put a ton of like mental. There was a lot of mistakes on blitz pickups and stuff and stunt stuff, but I didn't want to put that in here for his first game. I just want to talk about just the blocking element. His feet are a little slow and plodding, right? Like, he doesn't have fast, rapid feet. So this defensive lineman works inside, and he's holding him, right? He's got arms all the way around him. That could have easily been called. So if this punch, one, is not low right here, if you just stun him right here, just punch him. Punch him right in the chest. That stuns him, and then allow your feet to get there. It helps. And then in the run game, they worked a lot of combo blocks, him and Neal. That's a lot of weight on guys. I love the first step. Like, a lot of guys, especially when they first get in, they take false steps. Not Mckethan. Bam, we're stepping in. We got a wide base. Keep your feet moving. A little high pad level, and you're getting help from Neal. But staying on this, good stuff. And that's a lot of Neal, too. But I thought it was pretty solid. Here again with Neal. Or, sorry, with JMS. Got to get off the ball a little quicker, but stepping together, getting hip to hip, and just, this isn't the most technically sound, but putting your weight on guys. There's a lot of JMS, too. And they end up throwing this. He's got the tag on, the throw tag on it. But there was also, like, you saw some sloppiness, right? Like, you can't just expect guys to be where they are at the start of the snap. So with this defensive lineman looking to take the outside shoulder of Evan Neal, so he's stepping forward. He's a little too head heavy. He's looking to kind of use the defensive lineman to lean on. Defensive lineman is not where he originally thought, and you're falling head forward, and this linebacker is getting off here. Where if you work this if you had good posture, you both get into this. You get on this block. Evan Neal's able to pop off to this linebacker, and Saquon's got the A gap to go through. But instead, Saquon's got to take it backside. And then here again, the feet, they're not perfect. Obviously not perfect, but so good start to this, right? Good start. A little bit of lean, but you're getting movement, and defensive lineman gets in his chest, raises his pads, and you can see the feet kind of just. Like, see how we get right here, and we get to, like, leaning instead of keeping that feet driving and bending your knees and pushing. Now the ball's out here, but hey, I don't care who the opponent is. You're a 5th round, 2nd round player coming off of a torn ACL. I thought it was a fairly solid debut for Marcus Mckethan. Again, no victory laps because there's issues that got to be cleaned up, and we may very well might came and do this O-line report next week and be very frustrated with it. But, I mean, they benched Mark Lewinsky for this guy. So if you can get some success out of this guy, man, that's a huge win for this regime. All right, let's finish this off with Joshua Ezeudu. First start in the NFL left tackle. He played a little bit of it at UNC, and he had some good reps versus Jermaine Johnson there. And you always, it was a conversation about him, but I thought it was just more like, hey, this is the kind of foot speed that he has. Like, his foot speed is so fast, they put him at tackle. And I think he does have the foot speed to play tackle in the NFL. And I thought Ezeudu played pretty damn well, man. And they tested him. They put a lot of wide alignments, which we'll go through. And so even if you didn't think Ezeudu was going to have a bad game, like, to me, I thought, okay, but there's going to be like 2 or 3 disaster reps, right? Like, that reps were disaster. And there was, like you just saw that sack on the screen, there was some bad reps, but there wasn't the disaster reps that I thought you'd see out of Ezeudu. Now, obviously, if he's having to do this against Nick Bosa, it's going to be a different animal. But Bosa does that kind of stuff for everybody. So let's get into it. Let's finish it off with Josh Ezeudu. So first play, he gets chip help from Saquon Barkley on this. But still, it's just to show off the feet, right? Like the foot speed. Like it's not so much about the block, but just bah, bah. And now we're reading. Good hands. Ball comes out quick. Next play. Here versus BJ Ojolari. It was like, it's a good rusher at LSU. Feet quick. 1, 2. We read. Reload your hands. Keep your feet moving. He goes back inside. You work with him. You know, you have the guard help, but like good stuff. Good ability to mirror and not overset. Next play. Yeah, this is good stuff. Get to that second step and read, right? Don't overset. Don't make this easy. Okay, he moves inside. Immediately you got this right foot. Instead of, again, this guy's hasn't played tackle since UNC, and that wasn't even his full-time position. Instead of dropping this foot back here and giving a pass to the quarterback, sets it down. And now we're horizontal with the line of scrimmage. Moving with it, hands on him. Some really, like, good stuff. We get a big, nice pass to Jalen Hyatt. Now, some negatives. But not like the worst negatives in the world, right? Again, he faced this wide alignment. That's a tough matchup. And I almost think that first that either you got to get real aggressive and get out like here, or we want to set more vertical. Because this puts you in a hard situation where you're here. But he gets out there. Two-handed punch. Lands pretty well, right? Like you get the hands off. You just got to be ready to reload, and he does. Good job. But now you just got to anchor down. Got to anchor down. Keep this post foot, inside foot strong. Slide it over. Instead, he gets his inside shoulder pushed open. And you see the pass rusher, Cam Thomas, work this hand off of him. And gets a hand on the quarterback. Next play. Again, working with power, but I thought like good balance and recovery. Set 1 foot, 2 feet. Now you don't like this, right? You don't want your feet skinny like this. You just don't want that. You don't want your feet clicking. And then on top of that, you're catching, right? So like some sloppy footwork and you're catching. He gets into your chest. Like a lot of guys, man, they just get their ass driven back into the quarterback. He recovers though, right? Like keeps his feet about him. Gets his hands inside. And allows DJ to complete a pass. This is the sack he allowed. Yeah, and you're facing this wide rusher, right? 1, 2. So you're reading off of that. You don't want to overset and give up the inside. So like you're good right here, but at this point now he's committed. So you gotta, at this point he's committed, you kind of got to get aggressive in this and take this to him and then slide your feet over this way. Instead, you're not moving your feet over here. He's able to dip this edge. And again, he's getting around the corner at 10 yards. Able to bend and get in there, right? But it's like, so it's not the worst block play in the world. Like not all sacks are created equal. But still not good. By the way, this celebration is very weird, and it looks so stupid that I kind of love it. Like, that might be my favorite sack celebration in the NFL. And then here, again, dealing with these wide rushers, right? That puts a lot of pressure on a guy who hasn't, who's a guard. So, bam, 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 right? Get to our steps. 1, 2. Again, this time, do a good job sliding your feet over, work it around the corner. We're working around at 11 yards. Good stuff. And now dealing with it again. Not as good. See how his footwork, when he sees that, he thinks he's, giving up the corner, how the feet, like first step good, and then immediately kind of panics. brings these feet together, clicking, and that just kind of throws you off. You're catching. You got a soft outside shoulder. DJ's scrambling, touchdown. Didn't keep that in there. I should have. And then, again, dealing with the wide 9. When I say wide 9, it's these wide rushers. But good, right? Set. Got a good base. Punch. Reload. Now, when you reload, you don't want your hands down here by your hips. Be ready to go because you give up the chest. But when you go to that, when you get that bull rush, watch how he goes into this hop step, right? Watch both feet go off the air. That allows you to re-anchor. Does it twice. I mean, it's a good like, hey, you're not facing that type of rush at guard, right? So for a guy who's not been practicing this a ton, to get to that bap, re-anchor, some good stuff. So again, I have to say everything with, hey, it depends, it matters who you're facing, right? But again, at the same time, we shouldn't have this guy be judging him against Nick Bosa this next Thursday if he does have to play this spot. But I thought he played fairly well. Moved his feet well. There's, things he needed to clean up. But again, this guy has not been practicing tackle. He has not been training at tackle. And he came in there and held his own. And if there continues to be issues with number 73 right here, then there's going to be questions about moving Ezeudu to the right tackle. And I know I said in the beginning I'm not going to put Neil in this video, and I'm not, obviously. But we're doing a new breakdown channel. I'm not even going to put the link in the description. I'll just post it in community or whatever later this week. I'm thinking we're trying to do a breakdown channel for basically my social media breakdowns. I don't want to clog this channel up so I created that channel. So I might put an Evan Neal just quick 10-minute breakdown on there later this week if I have time. Short week turnaround, but 49ers, appreciate you guys. Make sure to like and subscribe to the channel. Let me know what you guys thought. Hey, who would have thought, week 2 we'd be doing Ezeudu at left tackle, Mckethan at right guard, film breakdowns. Let's go Big Blue.